Welcome to a world where ancient alchemy meets modern technology. Inside one of the most advanced factories, producing 99.99% pure gold bars today. Witness the mesmerizing flow of liquid wealth as we step into the heart of the foundry, where raw metal begins its transformation into a symbol of ultimate value. Through intense heat and rapid cooling, every second of this process is calibrated to perfection, ensuring that only the highest quality of purity is achieved in every bar. This is a facility where precision is paramount and the environment is controlled with extreme care to maintain the integrity of the most precious metal on Earth. The alchemy of the modern age is not about magic, but about science, engineering, and a relentless pursuit of perfection in the refining of pure investment gold. Join us as we follow the journey of gold, from raw grains to the finished, stamped bars that secure the wealth of nations and individual investors worldwide today. The process begins with raw materials, often in the form of small gold grains or recycled bars that are ready to be purified to the highest standard. Each grain is carefully weighed and measured before being placed into a high-grade graphite crucible designed to withstand the extreme temperatures required for the melting process. Induction heating is used because it provides a clean and highly efficient way to reach the melting point without introducing any external impurities into the gold mixture. As the power increases, the gold begins to absorb the energy, turning from a solid state into a glowing red mass as it approaches its melting threshold. Technicians must carefully monitor the state of the metal, ensuring that the heat is distributed evenly throughout the crucible for a perfectly uniform molten gold liquid. The temperature climbs steadily toward the critical point of 1064 degrees Celsius, which is the precise melting point of pure elemental gold. Suddenly, the solid grains lose their shape entirely, collapsing into a shimmering pool of liquid sunshine that glows with an intensity that is almost blinding to watch. To ensure absolute consistency, the liquid gold is stirred carefully, allowing any trapped gases to escape and ensuring the purity is even across the entire batch. The sound of pure electrical power fills the room, a low hum that signifies the massive energy required to transform this metal into its most liquid form. At this stage, the gold is at its most vulnerable and beautiful, a pure liquid state that is ready to be cast into the iconic bar shape. Digital sensors confirm that the batch is ready, having reached the perfect temperature and consistency needed for the next crucial phase of the casting process. The robotic arm takes over, providing the steady hand needed to move the white-hot crucible from the furnace toward the waiting molds with absolute precision. Below the furnace, a row of specialized molds awaits, each one preheated to prevent thermal shock when the liquid metal makes contact with the casting surface. The pour begins with surgical precision, a thin stream of glowing orange liquid falling into the mold, filling it from the bottom up to avoid air. As the mold fills, the gold moves with a unique viscosity, creating beautiful patterns on the surface that will eventually settle into the flat top of the bar. A technician uses a gas torch to keep the surface molten just long enough for any tiny air bubbles or surface impurities to rise and be removed. The exact volume of gold is poured into each mold, ensuring that every bar will meet the strict weight requirements once it has fully solidified and cooled. In the seconds after the pour, the color begins to shift, a sign that the metal is transferring its heat to the environment and beginning to solidify. The crystallization process happens quickly, turning the liquid pool into a solid block of gold that retains the heat and power of the furnace inside. The scale of production is impressive, with multiple bars being cast at once to meet the high demand for pure gold in the global financial markets. Efficiency is key, and as soon as one pour is finished, the crucible returns to be refilled, keeping the cycle of production moving without any unnecessary delays. The gas flames serve a dual purpose, keeping the surface smooth and preventing the atmospheric oxygen from reacting with the metal as it starts to cool down. Careful adjustments to the cooling environment are made in real time, ensuring that the physical properties of the gold are maintained throughout this critical transition phase. Even as a solid, the bar is still incredibly hot, holding on to thousands of degrees of energy that must be carefully managed in the next step. The bars are now ready for the most dramatic part of the process, where they will meet the cold water and find their final form. Precision pouring is an art form, where every single drop counts and every movement is calculated to produce the perfect bar for the world's elite investors. The cooling phase begins as the solid but red-hot bars are gripped by heavy tongs, ready to be moved into the quenching tanks for rapid temperature reduction. The moment of contact with the water is spectacular, as the extreme heat turns the water into steam instantly, creating a loud and powerful thermal reaction. This quenching process does not just cool the metal, it also helps to clean the surface of any remaining impurities that might have clung to the bar. Clouds of steam fill the air, a physical manifestation of the energy being released as the gold transitions from a state of heat to a stable temperature. As it emerges from the water, the transformation is complete. The dull, glowing block has become a brilliant and shiny bar of pure yellow gold. The water beads off the surface of the pure gold, revealing the perfect smoothness of the cast and the natural beauty of the precious metal's finish. Each bar is handled with extreme care, placed on velvet-lined trays to prevent any scratches or marks that could detract from its physical appearance and value. A long row of these bars represents an incredible amount of wealth, all created through the rigorous and precise processes we have witnessed so far today. Technicians ensure that every trace of moisture is removed using compressed air, preparing the bars for the meticulous inspection and cleaning process that follows next. The sides of the bar show the unique character of the pour, a signature of the craftsmanship involved in turning raw liquid metal into a solid investment. We have witnessed the transformation of liquid fire into solid energy, a process that preserves the value of the gold for centuries to come in the future. The bars are now ready to be moved into the laboratory and finishing area, where their purity will be verified to the highest global industrial standards. Purity is everything in this business, so every single bar must undergo rigorous scientific testing to ensure it meets the strict 99.99% standard. The XRF spectrometer uses X-ray technology to analyze the surface of the gold, providing a precise breakdown of its chemical composition in just a few seconds. To ensure absolute cleanliness, the bars are placed in an ultrasonic bath, where high-frequency sound waves remove any microscopic particles or oils from the surface. Human hands and eyes are still the best tools for final inspection, as technicians look for even the smallest mark that might affect the bar's perfection. If any rough edges are found, they are carefully polished by hand using specialized tools that create a smooth, rounded finish that is pleasing to the touch. A final buffing with a microfiber cloth brings out the deep, rich glow of the gold, highlighting its purity and making it ready for the final branding. Dimensional accuracy is also checked, ensuring that each bar fits perfectly into standard storage containers and meets the expectations of international gold vaults and banks. Every test result is logged and recorded, creating a permanent digital trail that guarantees the authenticity and quality of every bar that leaves this specialized factory. Under intense lighting, even the smallest surface defect would be visible, but these bars are perfect, having passed through every stage of the rigorous refining process. Each batch is accompanied by documentation that proves its journey through the factory and confirms its status as 99.99% pure fine gold. The surface is a testament to the skill of the foundry workers and the quality of the machinery, a flawless expanse of precious metal and value. The lab test is the final word in quality, providing the ultimate guarantee that the gold you see is as pure as modern science can possibly make it. Now comes the moment of branding, where the plain gold bar is transformed into an official product through the power of a heavy-duty hydraulic stamping press. With immense pressure, the factory's logo and the purity mark are permanently etched into the soft gold, creating a signature of quality that cannot be forged. The hallmark 999.9 is the most important mark on the bar, signaling to the world its incredible level of refined chemical purity. A unique serial number is also added, giving each bar its own identity and allowing it to be tracked throughout its entire life in the financial system. Final weighing is the moment of truth, where the scale must show exactly 1,000 grams, ensuring the investor gets exactly what they have paid for. The precision of the scale matches the precision of the entire factory, with zero margin for error when dealing with such a highly valuable and liquid asset. The finished bar is a work of industrial art, combining the raw power of the furnace with the delicate precision of the stamping and finishing machines. Protective packaging is applied immediately to maintain the bar's pristine condition, ensuring it arrives at its destination without a single scratch on its golden surface. The stamp is the signature of value, a promise from the manufacturer that this bar represents the absolute pinnacle of gold refining and manufacturing excellence today. The final result is a treasure trove of completed bars, a sight that few ever get to see in person, representing billions in wealth stored safely away. From liquid fire to a solid legacy, the journey of gold is a testament to human ingenuity and our eternal fascination with this most precious of metals. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the 99.99% pure gold factory. We hope you enjoyed this look at modern alchemy.